Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back with another Fear the Walking Dead review. This one is going to be my weekly review for this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. This one is for, again, Season 4, Episode 6, which is called Just In Case. So, wow, this was a really cool episode to me for Fear the Walking Dead. This was a really cool one. So, let's just talk about it right away, but before I do, I want to say huge spoiler warning. If you have not seen the most recent episode of Fear the Walking Dead, which is episode 6. Just real quick, too, before we get into the review. I was actually at the comic book shop yesterday, and I actually found one of the older Walking Dead single issues that I didn't have in my collection. So this is All Out War issue 118. So that's really cool. Yeah, so I found that yesterday for $5. So that's a really cool deal, I'd say, because All Out War is a pretty valuable part of the comics now since we just saw it in the show. So, that's really cool. So, okay, let's get into this episode now because we do have a lot of stuff to discuss and talk about. So, we start off the episode, and right away, I was just really happy with the way it started off and everything. You've got John, who they run into one of the vultures, and he won't give them information, so John shoots 2 of his fingers off. So that was, that was insane. And he's like, I want some answers, and then you go to the intro. So you've got that really cool, Western days intro for Fear that I just absolutely love. And then you go back, and then you have, I believe. Now, it's kind of difficult because during this episode, they keep going back and forth in timelines, but you have the stadium where, of course, you have Madison, who is, she's talking to Strand about, why'd you save me after what I did? You could have left me and you didn't. You waited for me. You could have left me drown. Why? So, they're talking about the dam, what happened after the dam, which is it's really cool because I'm curious myself about what the heck happened there, and I'm sure everybody is. So apparently he drowned it, she saved him, and Nick went looking for Luciana. They didn't say anything about Daniel, but anyway, so, we still don't know about Daniel. So there's still questions about that, too. I'm hoping they don't leave that just forever, in the show, and you never see what happened. I really hope they would at least tell us in detail, if they're not going to show us. So, because that was, a huge point in the show when, that happened. That was probably the best season finale of Fear ever. So, definitely, I'd like to get some answers about that one, too. So, you have them drinking, and then you've got Naomi, who was, sneaking out. You got the one lady who's pointing the gun at her, and she's like, I was looking for, supplies or whatever. I know this place we can go. So her and Madison and Strand leave. So they leave. Of course, they have to stay at a motel, and of course they're kind of staying in there. Strand calls her a coward and tells her to hand over the keys because she was really leaving. So. So you've got all that stuff. You've got some funny dialogue there with Madison and Strand, and of course you've got Naomi who sneaks out. So she goes to this school. And you see the zombies, they go up to the glass or whatever, and of course she goes in the other way around, and she's kind of, she's looking around, she sees the just in case thing. She sees something from her daughter or something like that, and that, sets her off or whatever, and of course she is, pretty much, she goes into this room, and there's all these walkers, and she is trapped on top of the metal, stand thing or whatever. So Strand and Madison come. Madison, is helping them lead away. She's killing a few. Strand is pulling on the cord, and she's grabbing onto the cord. It's really exciting, too, because she's on the cord, and you just don't know if she's going to fall or just, what's going to happen type of deal. And she makes it all the way through, and they do leave. But, that stuff was, really insane. Because I honestly didn't, you guys know the way Fear goes. I really thought they could kill anybody at this point, really. So, so I honestly, I'll admit, I thought they were going to kill her there. Just because, I think I'm used to them killing people now in Fear. Somebody that gets shot there at the end of the episode that we'll talk about. But, anyway, so you've got all that stuff going on, and I did like how, then they go back, and the vultures just, seriously, they just leave. He's like, pack it up, let's go, and he tells Madison, the bad things you never see coming. So we'll have to see what that is, because I'm really curious myself to what he means by that. Is he going to launch an attack in the middle of the night? What is he going to do? That's a big question. So that's still up in the air as well. So we've got all that stuff going on. I thought the episode was really already good enough at the time. You got Madison telling Alicia, just in case, you get all these supplies and, you be ready, because they could attack at any point in time. So that was that stuff. So you have, that's pretty much it for the recent, or the before stuff. Then you have the now stuff. So you got John and, Morgan. Like I said, the guy's finger comes off, and it's really exciting. You've got, of course, the sequence where, John shot the finger off, and he actually just escapes. So, pretty weird there. But Morgan is trying to keep the peace once again. Of course, he experienced all-out war, so he knows how bad this could be with the Vultures and, the group, and he knows that they could lose. I think he knows just by the numbers. Morgan's like, okay, back off, especially at the end there. So, you've got, of course, when Morgan and John come back, Alicia and the others point guns at them. For whatever stupid reason, I'm not really sure what the heck that was about, but anyway, not a fan of that. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Because, really, at this point, I actually like both Morgan and John more than those three fear characters. So, I was like, you better get those guns off of them. But anyway, so you got that stuff going on, and then boom, the Vultures roll in. You've got all the Vultures, you've got all these trucks, and it's just, oh man, it's just super exciting, man. You've got all this stuff going on. It's just, this is the point in time of the episode where I was like, man, things are getting tense. So, you've got some pretty cool stuff going on around here. You've got the Vultures who show up. You see Mel who shows up. He's pointing a gun, and he's like, I'm sorry about your brother. And Alicia's like, I'm not sorry about yours, and he's just mad. So, this is when I thought maybe you would end the episode on something like this. No, they actually go further, and you get the big twist of the episode where all of a sudden you hear Naomi on the radio, and she rolls in, and there she is. Boom, there you go. And as soon as Alicia goes to shoot her, John notices her, and he literally just jumps right in front and takes a bullet for her. So, and that's how you leave the episode where John might be dying. So, and he's on Talking Dead too. So, wow, okay, so, that's the episode, guys. That's to summarize, that's the episode. But that's not it, because what the heck? What's going to happen with John? Is Naomi the leader? I know a lot of people think she's the leader. I don't think she's the leader. But was she with them the whole time? Because that would make sense, because it's like, stadium's not going to last. You should leave, Man, the Vultures are clever if she was really on their side that whole time. I'm going to bet she probably wasn't. But, maybe she was. Because, the way she talks to Madison, you should just leave. She talks to Alicia. The stadium's not going to last. You should just leave. Who even knows, man? So, a Charlie 2.0, I guess. I still like her, but at the same time, I'm like, man, what a snitch. So, anyway. But, you've got Alicia that goes and tries to shoot her, and of course, John takes a bullet for her. So, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, John's dead. Really, they could kill him, but I'm going to bet on the fact that they don't kill John, at least until we see it, because we've seen him for, 6 episodes? Why would have they done an episode just before, like last week's episode, like a whole John episode, if they just kill him off like this? I find that kind of unbelievable, actually unbelievable. I don't believe it. I don't. But, we'll have to see. Is he wearing a bulletproof vest? He was a cop, so maybe. But, yeah. So anyway, guys, write your comments below about this crazy episode of Fear the Walking Dead, and one of the best of this season, I would say. Anyway, guys, I want to hear your comments now about the episode. The Plague episode 2 review will be coming up really soon, right after this video, so catch that really soon, any of the Plague fans, and I'll catch you guys then. Peace out.